girls. It's good to be back. It's good to be back. It's good to be back. It's good to be us. Isn't it good to be a girl? I sound a little congested because I was this past week. I am getting over it. Thank you so much for asking. I sound, believe it or not, much better than I have the past week. So things are looking up for me. My Christmas tree is still up in the background. We are just going to disregard that and not judge. We listen and don't judge. I have a nice cup of lemon tea, which is different than lemon water. And I'm loving tea lately, which is very fitting for today's episode, which I can't take a sip of this yet. It's like too hot. But that is very fitting for today's episode, which is things I'm loving, February favorites, OG YouTube. Hello. Also, if you're going to say that I wear this sweatshirt all the time, I'm going to say you're right. I have learned my color palette and I have two sweatshirts that are in that color palette. And this happens to be one of them. And when it's the middle of winter, I am grasping for anything that will make me look as good as I can because I am really trying my best out here. Today we're going to be talking about things that I'm loving. And you don't have anything to worry about. I'm not here to sell you like a ton of stuff. Yeah, I'm going to throw in a few products just because I'm a girl and there are products that I like. But a lot of the stuff that I'm talking about is just, you'll see, like it's not all products. It's just things I'm loving. And this was all in the month of February. And you want to know how I curated this? I went through my camera roll and I looked through my photos and I'm like, yeah, I loved that. And like, that's how I made this list. The end of January / beginning of February, I decided I was going to become so financially literate and I really wanted to master my finances. This sounds like I'm teeing up an ad, but I'm not. I feel like I should be like Rocket Money this. No, but in all seriousness, I really was trying to just become very financially literate this month. And for my life, I just want to learn a lot more. I want to be a lot smarter with my money. I want to make my money work for me so I don't have to work extra hard. You work, smarter, not harder. So with that, I have a few favorites. The first one is a book called I Will Teach You to Be Rich. He gives you like a 6-week program and I've just been working my way through that book. It's definitely taken me longer than 6 weeks because there are like some processes now when it comes to setting up accounts and getting credit cards and all that sort of stuff that just take a long time. So it's been a little bit longer than 6 weeks. But I feel like I'm doing the right things and that makes me feel really good. So that book has been amazing. To go along with that book, this whole conversation of wanting to be more financially literate really sparked when I started booking out my trip to Europe this summer. I am planning it with my boyfriend. We're going for our friend's wedding and he was talking to his friend that's also going to the wedding and we're meeting up with some friends. And to make a long story short, they were talking about hotels and flights to get and all this sort of stuff. And they were saying how with points, they can book it all. And I'm like, I really need to be like kind of more in on the credit card game of life because I'm really not. I have one credit card out that gets me airline miles and that's really all that I do when I redeem my points. And every time I do redeem my points and miles, I just feel like better than anyone in the world. But I was just I don't know, I had my eyes open to how other people like plan vacations and plan trips. And like, you don't have to pay for everything. If you're already buying something, you may as well let the money that you're spending give you something back in return. And that's where credit card points really are an incredible thing. Like, I kind of can't believe they exist. It seems illegal, but it's not. So I was researching a ton of cards and I opened up a new American Express card and I love that. I opened that in the month of February. That's been awesome. I got the gold card and the reason I got that one is because it's 4 times the amount of points for restaurants and groceries. And for me, the grocery part is really appealing because I feel like whenever I buy stuff, I'm always buying food. Like groceries is probably my number one expense other than like rent and stuff like that. Groceries is pretty high up there. So if I can be getting 4 times the amount of points per purchase on all of my groceries and stuff, that would be awesome. Credit card points are amazing. Financial literacy is amazing. And to also go off of that, Brian Kelly, the points guy, he is so incredible. And yeah, it's cool to know about this stuff. And I'm really happy to be learning about it because I just feel like I know more than I did a month ago. And I feel like a whole new world has opened up to me. And I'm really excited to continue to learn more about credit cards and like investing. Yeah, like I invest. Like I just feel like I'm just a changed woman. Another thing I'm loving is my Canon G7X. I am a photographer. I'm not actually a photographer, but you would think it. I'm just kidding. But the G7X, seriously, not to be so cliche, it changed my life. It really did. What's so incredible about the G7X is that it just makes you look face-tuned all the time. It just like, I'll take a picture and I'm like, I don't look like that post. And it's just so good. It's just such a good camera. It blurs you. And don't ask me what settings I have because I have no idea and I have no idea how to check. I don't know how to change them. All I do is I put it on the setting that says P and then I turn the flash on and I take a picture and I hope to God it looks good. Sometimes they're like super washed out. Other times they look absolutely incredible. And whenever I get the photos on my phone, I always just turn down the brightness a little bit and it just looks so good. What's so funny is my friends Lindsay and Hunter had their engagement party and Lindsay was like, bring your G7X. And I was like, of course I will. And while they were like doing champagne towers and cutting the cake and stuff, Lindsay was like, can you take pictures? I'm like, of course. I'm right up in there taking pictures the whole time on the G7X. And they were incredible. That was back in December, so not really February, but it was incredible. And just everywhere I go, I bring the camera. As soon as it pops out, everyone wants a photo, and I love taking the photos. Earlier this month, I was out at a bar with a group of friends, and me and my boyfriend were taking photos, and these two girls, they were like, what camera is that? And I said, it's a Canon G7X. And I said, do you guys want a picture? And they were like, yeah. And I took some pictures of them, airdropped to them. Like everyone just loves the camera. And I hope I never saw the photo again, but I hope they posted it. I hope they loved it. Like it just brings me such joy when people I'm with, I'm like, wait, like get a photo. And then I take a photo for them and then they put it on their Instagrams. It makes me so happy. I love the G7X. It's for everybody. I can't recommend it enough. I know it's so expensive. I'm really lucky that it used to be like the OG vlogger camera. So I have two of them and I bought them when they were like $600. Now they are not $600, which is such a crime, but you can get something like a G7X or any digital camera. It is so worth it. Everyone loves them. Next up is Nuuly. I really like Nuuly, and I also have an ironic story about Nuuly for this month. But anyway, I really like Nuuly. I decided to sign up for Nuuly back in January because I was going to Miami and I didn't want to buy all these new outfits for Miami. So I was like, I should just rent on Nuuly. So I did just that. Sign up for Nuuly. It's $100 a month. It's like $99, but same thing. $100 a month. Then you return it at the end and you get to pick out stuff. So I know there's a service, I can't remember what it's called, where they send you pieces that they think you would like. No, this is like you go on, you pick out your clothes that you want, and they actually have really good clothes. So I picked out a few dresses, a few jackets, and a shirt, and I loved it. It was super easy and convenient to get it, to pick out my stuff, and then to ship it back. The only issue was this month for February, when I picked out my new clothes, I was so excited for them, but they ended up getting sent to Kansas and not to Philly. So I didn't get my clothes this month, and I paused it actually because I'm not going anywhere until the middle of March. So I'm like, well, I'll just get this month refunded. I'll pause it and then I'll just start it back up again in March. But it's awesome. Like I'm going to Miami for like 2 weeks in March, like 2.5 weeks pretty much in March. So I'm really excited to get all new Nuuly clothes for that. And then also my birthday's in the beginning of April. So I have to really strategically plan out like when I'm going to unpause my membership. I'm really loving Nuuly. And the only thing that I will say with Nuuly is read the reviews that people leave for the outfits. And if you are someone that leaves a review on a Nuuly piece, just know that I love you and there is a special place in heaven for you. You could also buy something. So like if you try something on and you love it, you could then buy it. I almost bought this one dress that I just loved. I wore it in Miami. It was like yellow and blue. It had like teapots all over it. It sounds hideous. It's actually gorgeous. I loved it. I didn't buy it and I often think about the dress. Maybe I should buy it. I won't get a bodysuit from Nuuly. I almost did for February. And then I was like, you know what? This is a rental service. I can't get a bodysuit. That kind of crosses a line, don't you think? Another thing I've been loving is my Bala Bangle ankle weights. I have the 1 pound ankle weights and I put them on my ankles. I put them on my wrists. I love them so much. I wear them everywhere, you guys, everywhere. When I go for walks, I wear them. Sometimes I'll wear, like, it just depends if I wear them on my ankles or my wrists. I have 2 pairs, but one's down at the shore. So when I have both of them, I will put one on my wrist and one on my ankle. But for now, with my 1 pair, I just have to like divvy up where I'm going to put them. But I wear them everywhere. When I walk, I wear them. When I'm cooking, I wear them. When I'm cleaning the house, I wear them. I use them during Pilates classes. I use them like as upper body workout weights. I use them as lower body workout weights. I just love them. They are so awesome. They are like the best accessory ever for just functional fitness and just adding in like, you know, the girls in the 80s, they had it figured out. The ankle weights are popular for a reason, and I love the Bala Bangle ones. The next purchase of mine is my AirPod Maxes, and I absolutely love my AirPod Maxes, and trust me, you guys, I wish I could come on here more than anything and say they're not worth the money. Fortunately, if I told you that, I would be lying through my teeth. They are worth the money. They are so good. I love them to bits and pieces, especially on an airplane. You don't realize how loud a plane is until you can actually turn it off. Once you turn off the noise and you're in your own world in your noise canceling headphones, there's actually no other way to fly. Like there seriously isn't. And what's really cool is whenever like a flight attendant or a pilot does come on over the loudspeaker, you can still hear it through the noise canceling. I don't know how or why that makes sense, but if that was ever concerned to you, like it was to me, you can still hear them through it. But I love those things. I will use any excuse to wear them. When I'm cleaning the house, I wear them. When I'm doing work, I wear them. Like if I could wear them 24/7, I would. I'm so addicted to them and I love them so much. I bought mine on Walmart, by the way, and if you get the ones with the lightning port instead of like the newest edition, it's like $150 cheaper too. So that helps. Next up, I'm loving a notebook and a planner. I love a notebook. Like I was so down in the winter blues last week, like right before I got the flu. I was so down with the winter blues, just really like, what is my purpose in this life? What is my passion? What is driving me forward? Like, what do I want to do with my life? I was like so down and I was like, I know what will fix this, a notebook and a planner. So off to Target I went and I bought a fresh new notebook and I bought a fresh new planner and it has helped. Like I just love a notebook. I'm a little scared to look inside of that notebook because it's definitely going to be like my mental breakdown inside of there, but that's okay. That's where she lives right now and she's safe there. But my planner too, I just got an Everyday Girl weekly planner and I'm loving a weekly planner right now, which is crazy because I loved a daily planner and you guys know that, but I got a weekly and I'm loving it. And she's small and she's like she's not pocket sized, but she is small. And it reminds me when I was in 7th grade, I was obsessed with the Lily Pulitzer Pocket Academic Planner. And it's bringing me back to that phase of my life. And it just makes me so happy because I think of makeup. I think of my pink room. I think of softball. I think of Juicy Star 07. Like I think of one of the best years of my life being in 7th grade when I had that planner and I was so organized. Everything was color coded. My room was pristine. Nothing was ever out of line in my room. No one could even sit on my bed. Like if I had friends over, you had to sit on the floor because everything in my room had a place. Everything was perfect. And I think that's the last time I really had my life together because there was no Instagram when I was in 7th grade. That came out in 8th grade. I had a Facebook. So my priority in 7th grade was like, I wanted to be popular. I had Pretty Little Liars as a TV show and I had YouTube and I had the makeup gurus on YouTube. And this was I started high school in 2012. So this was 2010 and it was so incredible this time of my life. Like the only thing I wanted to do with my life when I was, how old was I? 12 was be popular, which I wasn't, but a girl could dream. And I was in my pink room. I had the Twilight books out. I had Pretty Little Liars on TV. I had a Facebook page. I had Juice Star 7. I had my life together and it's because I wasn't doom scrolling all the time. I was reading Twilight and living my best life. And I think that's what will solve my issues. And I think I just decided in this moment that tonight I will watch the Twilight movie. That makes me so excited. So anyway, I love my notebook and planner. Okay, next up was a Christmas gift. I don't know what else to call this other than a diffuser, but it's a specific diffuser. It's the Hotel Collection diffuser, and it's in the scent. I don't know what the scent's called, but it's supposed to mimic the scent of the One Hotels. I love this diffuser. I love it. You will see like Scott Disick randomly promote this brand like all the time. I have no idea why they do such heavy celebrity influencer marketing. I mean, hey, like hit my line. I mean, I'm not Scott Disick level, but hit my line nonetheless. I love that thing. It goes off, however frequently you want it to. It's like remote controlled, and it just makes your space smell so amazing. And they always have sales going on. I'm sure if you check the website right now, it's on sale. Don't know at what, but they always have sales going on. I think it's like part of their marketing. Not really sure, but I'm obsessed with that thing. It smells incredible. If you've been around here for some time, then you know I have hyperfixations, and my current hyperfixation is a breakfast, and it's beef with eggs. Ooh, I know. So for the longest time, like a year, I went through a big ground beef aversion where I was like, I can't smell it. I don't want to eat it. I don't like the taste of it. I don't like ground beef. Don't know when that changed other than now I can't stop eating it and I'm obsessed. So I have it for breakfast every day, but today I'm actually going to have it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And so the way that you make the ground beef, it's seriously so good. The reason why I love this so much is because it's protein. It keeps you really full. And to me, it feels very healthy. Okay. But it's so good. It's a savory breakfast. And normally I have like sweeter breakfasts, but lately I've just been wanting the savory breakfast, and it's just awesome. So it's ground beef, heated up in a pan. Then all you do is you put in a little bit of cheddar cheese. I really like raw milk, grass-fed, yada, yada, yada. So annoying. Cheese on top of it, just like if you have a block of cheese, like maybe oh God, I don't even know. I can't even say like an inch, half an inch, quarter inch slice from a block of cheese. Well, you know what? I guess that's going to depend how you cut it, because it's like a little sliver of cheese and I just put it in there. Just a little bit of cheese on the meat, whatever. And then taco seasoning. And it's so good. And then I scramble some eggs on top. Boom, there you go. And that's your base. And then from there, you can add avocado. If you have avocado, you could put sweet potatoes. If you want carbs, you could add peppers and onions. I mean, you can go crazy and put everything in there. And then I find it's even better when you top it off with yum yum sauce. Shout out Primal Kitchen yum yum sauce. You're my fave. And hot honey on top of it. And it seriously is so good. I am hooked and addicted on it. I recently got my boyfriend addicted, and we just chow down on that every morning, and it's so good. Oh my God, the next thing that I'm loving, probably the most important on this list, the Eagles won the Super Bowl. Woo! Go Birds! Go Birds! Eagles. Eagles won the Super Bowl. I'm so proud to be a Philadelphian. I'm so proud to be an Eagles fan. You know, the Philly fans, we have a reputation about us. We do. And sometimes it really works against us, but there are other times that it works in our favor. And I saw after like the Eagles parade and all that sort of stuff, everyone on TikTok was like, you know what, maybe Philly has something going for them. And I'm like, period. No one ever talks about us like that. Because everyone says, you know, we're rude, we're like a really aggressive fan base, we're loud, we're annoying, and all those things are true, but we do have our moments. I'm really glad that we won the Super Bowl. That was really fun. We were at a friend's house watching the Super Bowl. And what was so ironic, funny, I don't even know the word to say when it comes to this past Super Bowl, was I did not think we were going to win. I thought we were going to get smoked by the Chiefs. I really, truly did. And when it was, the third quarter, and the score was something insane, like 32-0, 40-0, like it was something crazy like that. I literally was like, oh my God, am I allowed to say that like we won the Super Bowl? Because I can't believe what the game was, what it was. It was so incredible. You would think the Chiefs like actually never played football a day in their life. It was so crazy. And what was so funny was, it was like right after halftime, and one of our friends, Shannon, she turned to like, you know, like everyone, and she was like, why are we still watching the game? And it was literally the funniest comment ever, because like she's got a point. Like it was done. It was over. But like, you don't turn off the Super. It was just so funny. And I'll never forget that for as long as I live. It literally might be like one of my favorite things that's ever happened to me. But it was just so funny and it was such a good game. Here's what I do wish though. I wish more people gave the Eagles credit for winning the Super Bowl instead of the Chiefs playing so bad. Everyone was like, oh, Eagles won because the Chiefs were so bad. No. The Eagles have been really good the past few years, which we were really bad for a little bit. Like we paid our dues, you guys. Okay. So like we're back. Thank you. And yeah, we won because we are the best team and we proved that. So I'm really proud of the Eagles. I love Saquon Barkley. Who doesn't? I love everyone. It was just such a great game. Yay. And then we went to the parade and the parade was really fun. What did we do at the parade? Nothing crazy. Well, I actually didn't go to the parade because if I'm being totally honest, I was scared to go to the parade. You know, just a big crowd and people are crazy. So I was just a little scared to go to the parade. So we were just bopping around the city doing like bar crawl style and at some friend's apartment. It was fun. It was a very fun day, very tiring day. And that was a Friday. Maybe that gave me the flu. Another Philly local thing that I love is Liberty Kitchen's Caesar chicken cutlet hoagie. This went viral on TikTok, and I hate when people say, trying the viral, da-da-da. If you're saying that, it's probably not viral. You're probably just trying to sell me something. But I'm pretty positive that this sandwich actually did go viral. And it was ungodly expensive to have that DoorDash to us. But oh my God, you guys, it was so good. It was so good. So yeah, I love the Liberty Kitchen Caesar cutlet hoagie. It's essentially like a chicken Caesar wrap, but instead of the chicken being grilled, it's a chicken cutlet and it's not on a wrap. It's on a hoagie. It is so good. Back to the Eagles. Another one of my favorites is the book Inner Excellence. Now, look, I know everyone is talking about this book because AJ Brown was reading it on the sidelines. When I first saw that go up, like I watched it in real time because I'm an Eagles fan. When I saw him reading the book, I thought it was a dig at Jalen Hurts because I could have sworn Jalen like wasn't playing very well that game or something was going on. And I just thought it was like a dig at Jalen when I first saw it. And I was like, oh, it's kind of shady. Then it got picked up by every social media outlet, every media outlet, like everyone was talking about it. And they were saying how like he was actually doing that. And I was like, oh wait, that kind of rocks. So then that book, everyone bought the book, everyone started listening to the book. And I was like, maybe I should just put this in the back of my mind. The other day I was on the treadmill and I was going through Spotify audiobooks and it was listed in there. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to listen to it because it's included in my membership. And I started listening and it's a fantastic book. There's a reason why AJ Brown was reading it. It's definitely tailored towards athletes, but it's a really, really great book. And I also think maybe that contributed to why last week I was like, what is my purpose in life? That definitely could have something to do with it. But nonetheless, it's a really good book and I definitely recommend listening to it or purchasing it or reading it or however you want to get your hands on that book. Really, really good. I really like it. And thank you, AJ Brown. Okay, my next favorite. This is a playlist on Spotify and it is called The Weeknd's Sluttiest Songs. Need I say more? It is The Weeknd's Sluttiest Songs. It's such a good playlist on Spotify. I had a resurgence of The Weeknd in February and it was incredible. I loved it so much. And when I found this playlist, it was the only thing that mattered to me. It was the most important playlist to me, and it still might be. It's just really good. It makes me feel like a woman, and I love that feeling. So I don't have much else to say other than AirPod Max is on, Weeknd's Sluttiest Songs blasting, noise control on, cleaning my apartment, bala bangles on the ankles. Yeah. I'm having the best day ever. Can't wait when it's warm out and I can play this song on the Garden State Parkway, going over the bridge into Sea Isle. That's when life will be good again. Next up, vitamin C from Symbiotica. And also to go along with this, magnesium from Symbiotica. I love Symbiotica's magnesium, but I didn't write that down. I do really want to talk about vitamin C from Symbiotica. I love Symbiotica and I love their vitamin C. Number one, when I got sick, I was downing vitamin C and I really think that helped me not get super, super sick. I was definitely sick, but on like the spectrum of the flu, I think I got it a little easier than some other people that I know that have had the flu this year. And I really think it was managed by vitamin C from Symbiotica. Now, it tastes amazing, but it just made me feel a lot better. And it's like a ritual now in my day. And I can't imagine not having it. I love it so much. Something else I'm loving, I don't know if you guys can tell, but I have really been working on the at-home blowouts. And this was done by hand by yours truly with a blow dryer, the Shark Flex style blow dryer, and a round brush. And the round brush is just like a normal round brush that you see at hair salons. And I've been trying my technique at home and I feel like I'm getting good. This one is with a bigger round brush. I actually like a smaller round brush. I think it just gives me a better look on my hair. But I like this look as well. I will link both that I like, but it's this one brand from Amazon and I can't remember the name. I like it a lot and I feel like I'm getting good. My tea is cold. I've been talking for too long. Okay, next up, I bought a walking pad and it's been amazing. It's been like the walking pad of my dreams. Honestly, I haven't had much use out of it though. I got it and then I got the flu. So like I had the joy of having it for like 2-3 days before I could really, before I was not able to use it. And I'll get back to doing it again. But it's been an amazing addition to my life. And the reason is I really just want more steps in my day. And that was going to be the secret to do it. And I love it. The only problem that I'm running into with the walking pad is I get sweaty. So I need to, I guess, wear shorts. Easy fix. But I love my walking pad. Many kisses to whoever thought, let's just take the top off of a treadmill. Many kisses to you. You deserve a raise. Okay, the last 3 things are technically in one category, and that's shows that I'm watching and that I'm loving. Okay, number 1, White Lotus. Let's talk about her. I love season 3 of White Lotus. In my last episode, I said, I don't love the theme song. Tell me why. Last night, I was at my parents having chicken parm, homemade chicken parm, by the way, homemade noodles, homemade pasta, homemade spaghetti. Thank you, Ross DeSimone, Mr. Italian. Homemade chicken cutlets, not homemade mozzarella. What are we, Ballerina Farm? And homemade sauce. Now that's how you know I'm a fake Italian because I don't say gravy. Sauce. So good. And wouldn't you know, while I'm eating chicken parm, the only thing that I was humming was the season 3 White Lotus theme song. The only thing. I can't remember how it goes now. Wait, how does it go? I can't remember it now, but I could yesterday. Hang on. Okay, I can't find it, but there was a part in the show where it was like, Thailand and something like that. And yesterday I could not stop humming it and now I can't remember it. Funny how the brain works. Like, where did it go? I know it's in there. Because it was there yesterday. It's not like someone took it out. Just where are you? Why are you hiding right now? But something like that. I don't know. It was so good. But anyway, it's really growing on me. And I really, really, really like the theme song. Now, I can't remember if I was one of those people last week that said like, yeah, it was a little slow. Thinking back on seasons 1 and 2, the whole show is slow. The only difference here is like season 1 I binged because I didn't watch it in real time. Season 2, I binged 1 through 3 and then I watched 4 through 8, I think, in real time. So for me, this is my first viewing experience really watching episode to episode. There's a lot of development that has to happen for these shows. So not every episode is going to have like the most amazing storylines. What makes a show really fun, like I do think this is a show that's better to binge than to wait weekly drops. It's just how the show kind of is. But what makes a show so fun are the theories that go into it. And watching the show while having like TikTok and reading all the theories and seeing the theories really does make it a lot of fun. It's just such a good show. I love White Lotus. It's by far like one of my top 3 favorite TV shows of all time. It's just so good. I love the theme song. I know it's different, but and I do miss the other one. But in episode 2, we did get the at one point, and I went feral. It was awesome. Yeah, I love I love all the characters. I know everyone's obsessed with the Southern family. I am too. Like, I just love all of the characters. I like the three friends. I mean, they're very toxic, but like it's clear what they are, symbolizing. I like the couple where it's like the older guy and the younger girl. I like them. I think they're cool. And I think she is just so fun. And yeah, I just really love White Lotus. So that's a big favorite of Feb. Next is Paradise. That's on Hulu. This is not a show that I would normally watch, but I'm really glad that I'm watching it. I really like it. It is freaking me out though. It is freaking me out. I will say this, there's a lot of shows that are being made about what happens when the world ends. And it kind of makes you think. Here's what I will say though. There is no way that the concept of paradise could ever actually work. And I'm going to be talking about the show with spoilers. If you've watched after episode 1, this isn't a spoiler. If you haven't watched the show and you want to watch it, just skip ahead a little bit because I am going to talk about a spoiler. But after like episode 1, this is not a spoiler. Okay, ready? Here we go. This is simply not possible because the people in the bunker, when they showed the people that live in the bunker and that live under the mountain and that, are in paradise or whatever they call it, Versailles, whatever the plan is, whatever they call it. A lot of them are normal people, right? Like they show people working in shops. They show just like they're really trying to simulate normal life. That would never happen. The only people that would be down in the bunker are like the top 1% of the wealthiest people in the country and the most powerful people in the country. There is no way a normal folk is going to get into that bunker so that they can work at the grocery store underground. There's no way. And I actually think a society of the most powerful and wealthiest people in our country would be a complete and utter disaster because it's going to be all these people that think they're the most important person in the world surrounded by everyone that thinks they're the most important people in the world. Like it would be a disaster. They would be the reason that like society goes extinct. Do you know what I mean? The concept of it could just never exist. There could not be an underground city of 25,000 people where some are powerful and some are rich and some are normal. Would never ever happen. You could not have a class system in an underground bunker that big. Everyone that would be there would just be super rich, super wealthy, super powerful, super important. And then when you put all those people in one city together underground, actual mayhem. Because then one of the most rich people in the world suddenly is going to become like one of the poorest underground. It's a concept that would never make sense. And that to me, I'm not able to get over. So like the whole show is a little tainted for me because I just can't get past that fact. That would just never exist. Like you mean to tell me what the Kardashians go down there? Like let's say Mark Zuckerberg goes down there and who's going to be working at the grocery store? Khloe Kardashian's going to be the cashier. No, that's not happening. It's not happening. They're not letting me down there. What do I have to offer? I'd be the cashier. You know what I mean? Like you can't have like a normal civilian job in an underground bunker because normal civilians would not be in the underground bunker. But I do really like the show. I really like the show. And then lastly, the last show and the last thing, sadly, because I'm really enjoying this episode. I'm having a lot of fun just chit-chatting with my girls, is Summer House. Summer House is back. And I have a take you guys are not going to like. I think Paige is doing a little too much. I do. At last year's reunion, she said it perfectly where she was like, I live my life and then there's a camera. We don't live our lives because there's a camera. And that was perfectly said. But I feel like this season, she's living her life because there's a camera. So I feel like she's just saying things that she knows we all as the audience love when she says, but it just feels like she's trying too hard to be the Paige that we love, but the Paige that we love is just when she's being herself. So I don't know. I'm really struggling to love Paige this season, and that sucks because I really, really love Paige. I also think Summer House needs a recast of some of the characters and people. I also think Summer House needs to remember what the show is about. This is a show about a share house in the summer. It's very strange for two exes to be in a share house together. It's very strange for a married couple where one of them is 42 to be in a share house. It's very strange to be doing a share house at like the ages and the stages in life that they are at. Like it just is. Like coming from someone that, you know, summers at the shore, you don't see that. It is the people that are like the Baileys, the Lexis, like it's that age group. And then once you kind of get into relationships, like you stop doing that. It's very, I don't know, like you just don't do it. So I think they need to remember what the show's concept is. And look, if they want to do a spinoff with the Summer House cast, for sure. But let's not call it like Summer House when they're not doing the concept of the show anymore. Do you know what I mean? Just bring on younger people. Like there feels like a huge age gap between Bailey, Lexi, and then like the other girls. Like put Lindsay and Bailey in a room. Actually, what do they have in common? Do you know what I mean? It's like they're trying to make a share house mentality show with a Real Housewives show. Like it just doesn't always work. So all that to say, I love Summer House, but I think they need to remember who they are and get back to their original concept. Thank you. But anyway, with that being said, I love that Summer House is back on. I love Sierra. Why don't we get more Sierra time? Why don't we get more Amanda time? I just want to see so much more Amanda, so much more Sierra. I love them so much. I also just wish Sierra would say to West, like what she told Paige, like, I just want to make out with him, because I would love to see them rekindle. I would. I loved them together. I get why they're not together, but I would love to see it. I'm going to end this. I love you guys. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. You guys are my favorite people in the whole wide world. Have the best Monday ever. I love you all so much. Mwah. I just gave you all a kiss, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye.